Hello there, welcome back. This is Brandon Despia. Got a few matches for you today against Yummy. So we're going to review that and see what we could have done better, or if we did great, or maybe there was nothing we could do, or I don't know. Let's find out. Here's the 45 card deck list. We're still running the same. We're still testing out the same strategy here. High ability to play through hand traps going first. High chance of drawing starters going first, and then we just flow with hand traps going second, and board breakers. So with Exodia Knight in the back row, replacing the Artemis when we know we're going second. As the match has been going through and been going on throughout all the testing, I'm starting to feel like I do want to try Lulable Lilith eventually, to be honest with you, but I do see its value in a lot of decks. So I think it's just a preference at this point, huh? All right, let's get right into the match. Okay, we have the Cookie Yummy, Impermanence, Marshmallow Engraver, and he's running Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. Is that a common hand trap that these decks run? You guys let me know. I have a Branded in High Spirits. I have a Spenta, Fallen the White Dragon, and a Branded Regain. Typically, you don't want to see this in our hand, but we do have High Spirits, and we have two. We have two starters, so we can play through two hand traps pretty well here. Let's see what we do. All right, Fall on the White Dragon immediately. We're going to play Fall on the White Dragon, and he's going to play. He's going to get the Ecclesia from the graveyard. Doesn't activate anything in response to this yet. Very interesting. He doesn't do anything about this. He's probably waiting for the Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon. To be fair. All right, we're going to go ahead and go into the Golden Sword Soul. And we're going to Ecclesia and Dark Dragon, activate its effect. He uses the Ghost Ogre to kill it immediately. Alright, that's totally fine. Then we discard the Spenta to go ahead and go into our normal summon play. Alright. So we go in to get the Zoroa. Activate Zoroa's effect. He uses Impermanence, which does not do anything. We're still going to get a Synchro Summon, so he just loots himself. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, all I got to do is just loop him, and draw a card from the Branded Regain. We're probably done. All right, that's probably the best I can do. All right, so he negates the effect. We're going to activate the Branded Regain. We're going to discard the Spenta. Equip with the Artemis. And Branded Regain is going to draw us a card. And because we had the Golden Sword Soul in the graveyard, and we banished with the Spenta, by the way, we're able to get the Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon back on the board. Absolutely absurd that I was able to do that. So just so you can, so once again, one of the reasons why I love this combo, because the banishing with the Spenta triggers a Golden Sword Soul, bringing up the Artemis from the extra deck triggers the Gwem. So this card. The stupid card, special summon a light spellcaster monster from your hand or graveyard, use attack equals its own defense, doesn't matter what it is. So we get the Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon back again for next turn. Pretty neat. I draw a card. I end up getting a Springen's Kit. We special summon the kit because why not? And now we have a Nixie summon here. Springen's Kit's going to get me a copy of what? The Fallen the Virtuous? Yep, we got that. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and Synchro Summon, and we're going to make the Cyphering Lord Omega. We're going to activate the Cyphering Lord Omega and banish one of his cards. We're going to set the Fallen the Virtuous and pass. Or go to the end phase. Anyways. Incredible Ecclesia returns to our hands. We're going to go ahead and get a Branded Opening. Branded Opening is going to go ahead and get the Aluber. Aluber is going to activate its effect. Get Branded in red. Activate Branded in red. And we're going to go into the Lubellion, the Searing Dragon play into a Mirror Jade. Alright. And High Spirits goes back to our hand since we discarded it. Fusion Monster went to graveyard this turn. So I'm thinking we did a pretty good job, all things considered. Okay, so I have Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon. This can get us we can probably get us a Quem here. Quem can probably get us Cartesia, to be honest, into the graveyard. Then when we banish with Mirror Jade, we can get the Cartesia on the board. And then Synchro Summon, Fusion Summon, And then we have Fallen the Virtuous potentially to reborn the Mirror Jade again for another banish. So that's probably what I should have done. But I guarantee you that's not what I did. All right, so let's go ahead and he discards Engraver, gets the branded gets the Fiendsmith Tract, goes into Fiendsmith Engine, definitely trying to bait interaction first with it. So he discards it, gets the Luri. We use the Clays and the Dark Dragon, and we do get the Quem. Now, what do we get with the Quem? Wow. I think I made a mistake here. So this is where I think I made the mistake. So I used Fallen Virtuous to pop the Illuri. Okay, that's fine. And then I send... Why did I send that card? Okay, so this still is fine. Technically. Now, remember, we are only running one copy of... We're only running the one Albion the Branded Dragon, which means this albaz trigger has to be for a dragon that devours the Dogma. If we do that, we probably win the game. I still have the Mirror Jade banished, by the way, so I can get another card into my hand with the Regained as well. All right, so so we pop that. So that's where our mistake was. Our first mistake was popping that with the Fallen the Virtuous and not banishing it. So I ate an interruption I didn't need to eat. And now then we make another mistake here. We went to Fallen of Albaz thinking we're going to fuse with whether he makes. And the problem is, like I said, we want 2 bodies for Dogma. And we didn't wait. So we kind of went too hard on here. So we totally screwed up here. Lost an interruption. And then he brings out the Yummy. Gets a Yummy surprise. I immediately banish with the Mirror Jade, I believe. Yeah. And then I draw a card. And then, again, like, I get the Springen's Kit here. Yeah, so, as you can see, I'm getting a little frustrated at how bad I played this line. Because I actually kind of just won the game. If I had just simply waited for him to get 2 bodies on the board, then brought out the Albaz, then I probably would have won the game. And then when he brought out the Luri the first time, that's if I was going to use Mirror Jade's effect. I would do it after the Quem was out, most likely, and then I would just banish the Luri, so he couldn't just continue the Fiendsmith Engine. So I really royally screwed up there. Draw a card, get a Molcharmy, useless hand trap. I get a Branded Fusion because for some reason I think I'm going to survive this turn. Yummy Surprise activates. Special summons a Yummy monster, gets the Yummy out, and now he has 2 bodies anyway. And this Albaz is just freaking stuck here. I really could have used it right now to take his... I really could have used it just now. I really could have used it. So yeah. Go ahead and speed through this. Goes into Yummy Snatchy, and he just goes full combo off of this. Okay. Yep, gets the Yummy. Returns the Rimbrum, so I can't potentially use it for an Albaz trigger. That was super smart, because if he does end up killing it, I could bring it back and eat his board up. Alright, goes into Link Haribo. Makes a little pull Yummy away. Yummy Snatch. He just feels the whole board of monsters and he just starts smacking me down. Mirror Jade's effect activates. How did I still win that game? It's absolutely crazy I still won that game, to be honest with you guys. Because I'm thinking I lost. Looking back on this, I thought I was going to lose the game. But I think he realized afterwards he probably should not have killed the Mirror Jade. And I guess it's just, that's the power of Branded, right? If you don't kill me on the crackback, I'm just gonna win, and I have Branded Fusion in my hand. So I did make a lot of mistakes here in terms of how I sequenced the plays, and hopefully you guys see that. You let me know in the comments if you agree with what I said here on game 1. But somehow I won. Very shocking. All right, game 2. He has an Ash Blossom. He has a Veiler. He has a Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion. So he has 3 hand traps. I started with the Yummy and the Engraver. So he has Fiendsmith. He has full Yummy combo. And he has 3 hand traps. I have Perulia, Veiler, Ash Blossom, and I guess I don't really have anything to do here, but I'm not the one going first. I go Perulia, he ashes that immediately. Goes Engraver. Now, this is probably one of those games where I think I would have had a chance if I just hand trapped the right card, right? So I have a Veiler here and I have a Blossom. Now I'm seeing Fiendsmith Engine, so I'm thinking I'm just going to negate the sequence. Thinking about it now, I probably should have let the full combo go through, because even if he went into the any of his Fiendsmith fusions, even if he went to Vice King Requiem, I had the Fallen and the Virtuous. At least, right? So the Fiendsmith Engine, technically, and you guys can tell me if I'm wrong here, wasn't going to do anything based on the hand traps I had. So Fiendsmith's tracked, goes into Lurie, and he goes to the full Fiendsmith combo here until we get into the sequence here. So Tyr is going to send the Engraver special summons. And he's going to go into his Link 2. Alright, so he goes into sequence, activates its effect. I probably should have let that rock. Like, I mean, he obviously would have went into Desiree, most likely, or he would have, went to Lacra, made a Vice King Requiem, which I could have popped with the Fallen and Virtuous, so it wouldn't have made a difference. So, realizing that now, I should have saved it. And I'll let you know what I think I should have saved it for, and you guys let me know in the comments if that's correct or not. So I use the effect Veiler here. Definitely should not have done that. Now he goes into Yummy. I Ash Blossom this, and now I have no hand traps ready to go. He goes into a Sky Striker, Ace, Camilla. And I'm thinking I probably should have hand trapped. I should have kept the Veiler for the Camilla. Right? When this card is Link summoned, once per turn, if you have 3 or less spells in your graveyard, you can send a Sky Striker card from your deck to the graveyard. And this is what Link summoned to the whole crazy combo. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls, special summon this card to your opponent's hand. Considering what I just said, if I had negated this, he might have had a Vice King Requiem on the board, but I think in terms of his Yummy plays, he would have been done. And then I could just, if he made a Vice King Requiem here, Vice King, High King Caesar. Not Vice King Requiem, what am I talking about? He probably would have went into Wave High King Caesar, for sure. If he went into this, he could keep it alive, so that would have been a little bit of an issue, but I still would have gotten a card in the graveyard to activate with Fallen and Virtuous. Yeah, so I think in any future interactions with this deck, I'm saving my Veiler for the Camellia, yeah. Alright, so he activates the effect, sends a Sky Striker Hornet Drones, and then he immediately goes into Kagari so he can get that Sky Striker card and add it to his hand. And now he just goes into full uninterrupted combo. So, yep. And that's when I knew I screwed up. Let me put 2 cards in his hand. Yep, pretty bad. And with only 2 copies of the Fallen and Virtuous in my hand, it wasn't any way I was going to crack this board. So, all right, I draw Fallen the Virtue. I top deck Fallen the White Dragon. Pretty neat. Go ahead and activate his effect. special summon. He gets out the Snatchy and the Yummy here. Activate the effect of Fall on the White Dragon. He uses the Snatchy, uses the Yummy, and he uses the effect value to try to kill it. I use the Fall on the Virtuous to save it and get its effect on the board. And I'm thinking, okay, I could at least get Exodia and maybe go into the Dragon that Devours a Dogma. Alright, activate its effect. And then I realized that he has SP Little Knight. So if I brought out Albaz, he was just going to banish it, and I auto lose. So I decided to shift to the end phase to see, or shift to another turn to see if I can find a way to get rid of this Little Knight. Right. And then he uses his Yummy effect to put the Albion, the Brand Dragon, back into the extra deck. So I'm like, okay, this is freaking stupid. But I do have Titanic Lad here. So that's something we can probably work with. Alright, I set the Fall on the Virtuous. He puts the Golden Sword Sword in defense position. I'm going to go ahead and get the Exodia to my hand. I'm going to activate the effect of the Titanic Lad. We're going to go ahead and get the Quem here. Activate the Quem's effect. Get Fallen Albaz to the graveyard. He gets the sequence. So I'm thinking I'm going to get the Fallen Virtuous to activate. Pop the SP Little Knight. But then he'll just chain and get the Quem out, so it doesn't really matter. So we're kind of screwed here. Now I send the Rinbrim because I knew he could do that. So I'm thinking, okay, we can still possibly win the game. And then he has the Ghost Bell, so I lose. Yep. All right, so now for the third and final game. I'm going first. I have Springen's Kit, and this is just such annoying. This is so terrible. Like I mentioned before, the deck has a 97% chance of drawing a 1-card starter and a 81% chance of drawing 2. Not only did I not get 2 starters, I got Spriggan's Kit. So this is literally a one-hand trap. The deck is end your turn, pass, basically. So I have Springen's Kit and I have Cartesia, and at this point in this scenario, I was thinking, because we're one-hand trap away from just being completely annihilated, it's probably safer to go Cartesia. He activates effect. Either he negates the Cartesian, I use it again next turn, or I make whatever fusion I'm going to make, and then he negates the Grand Guignol. That's what I'm possibly thinking. I think he has a Valor Imperm. I'm thinking Valor Imperm. And it was like a 50-50. So I'm thinking, okay, I have Call By. If I go Springen's Kit, I get a much bigger play. I get a huge play. If he has Valor to negate it, then I'll just Call By. And I can still win the game. So I decided to just throw caution to the wind and just summon the Kit. And I activate its effect, he has Imperm. And I'm like, wow. So I completely got screwed over on this opening hand here. But just so you guys are aware, since we were testing, I was willing to go a little crazier here. But 100% of the time, if this was a tournament, I would 100% be summoning the Cartesia. Just so you're aware. So, yep. So he negates that. And I end my turn. Because I'm not, it's just like, what's the point? I just said, I'm just going to lose. I could have set the Call by the Grave. Yeah, sure, why not? But, at this point, I was like, it's a game over. So, he does all his plays here. I draw him. Who cares? Doesn't matter. He goes. He plays 2-draw pretty well. And he gets a bunch of monsters out. Yep. And even, and you can tell I was frustrated at what happened because, Call by could have probably done something. But even then, like, he had too much gas. There was no way I was going to really do anything. And that's a game. So, all right. So that's the match against the Yummy player. I definitely made a bunch of errors, like a whole bunch. This was a winnable game. This was a winnable set, 100% winnable. Summoning that Albaz without a legal target to fuse into was devastating in that one particular game. We still won somehow, so there's that. And then even on that last play with that hand I had there, I could have still made something, but he did have the Ash Blossom. So even if he did negate the Cartesia on the first turn, with the if he negated the Cartesia on the first turn of the Imperm, and then I did it again on the second turn, me going into Proskinion probably now would have saved me, and even if because he had the Ash Blossom, so we were probably going to lose regardless. If I just had one other starter, we probably could have done something. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Here's the deck list. Let me know if you even tried this list yet. Let me know your thoughts. And as you can see, we never really went into Exoton Night. We never really got the chance to do that. We never really went into the lock intentionally. I probably, during that whole night of playing, I attempted Arcelor Christia one time. And the one time I tried to set that up, it got bestialed. Out of all things, right? So, yeah, I don't know, guys, about Arcelor Christia. This can probably be another hand trap. I never felt like I absolutely had to have Christia to win at all. None of the matches I felt like if I had the lock, I was going to win, or I couldn't win without it. And Christia is just too vulnerable. Too vulnerable, to be honest. It's just... I don't know if we should be doing this anymore. I know a lot of people have been taking it out. So what I'm going to ask you guys to end this video. What would you replace the Archlord Christia with in this sideboard? Would you take out a Veiler and take out the Christia and maybe put a different hand trap like a Ghost Bell or something like that? Would you maybe take out the Archlord Christia and put something for spells and traps like a Duster? Or maybe this could become a third copy of Nibiru. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you explain why you think that. And with all that done, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Take care of yourself, and have a great day.